How's it going, guys? So first of all, I'd like to apologize for not having this video out yesterday, which is when the chapter came out for Kingdom. Yes, it's been 2 weeks since there was a new chapter. Well, actually, almost 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks since the new chapter came out, which that was brutal waiting, guys. Brutal waiting. But yeah, guys, sorry my app didn't tell me that there was a new chapter yesterday for some reason. And I didn't realize it till like late at night. So I wasn't able to put out I didn't want to make a review like late in the night, so I waited till today, and now here we are. So without further ado, let's get started with this review, guys. So guys, this chapter, the freaking hype, the hype, boys. The big part of this chapter was getting Shin getting Oki's glaive, and finally is going to use it in battle, which, dude, that shit got me so hyped, guys. That whole moment with Sei bringing him the glaive, and then him holding it and remembering Oki's words about diving in with his men into carnage and experience, you know, battles with all his men. Touching, all super awesome. And yeah, it was definitely the highlight of the chapter for sure. I mean, I wasn't really expecting it, but I did feel like it was time for Shin to finally take up Oki's glaive. And as Oki had it in his moments before death, saying how all the people's lives that he's taken and the ones that he's lost, his friends that he's lost, he has all their wishes on his shoulders. Now it's Shin's turn to take Oki's wishes and his, I guess, almost like legacy on his shoulders, and he's representing it with the glaive. So that was really, really good scene. But yeah, that was definitely the highlight of the chapter. So I can't wait to see how Shin's going to use that. I think one important thing that we saw that I think is going to determine or kind of cause, I guess, some problems, or it was probably some foreshadowing, was when Shin said, when one of his men asked him how he felt with the glaive, and Shin said that it was pretty heavy and that he'd have to get used to it. I have a feeling that might be some foreshadowing for later on. He might, like, in a battle, he might not use it correctly, or that might be used as an excuse maybe for a mistake he makes when he's in battle. So yeah, that was kind of a subtle little hint there, I guess. It could lead to something. But yeah, that was one important thing I took from the chapter. Then we have the second most important thing, which was, this didn't really get resolved in this chapter. So whenever Ousen gets seen in this chapter, and Shoei-kun is telling him, you know, or if the plan doesn't work out, you can discard it and just use your own judgment to make the right decisions. And so the fact that they can discard the plan so easily, it just, as one of the other soldiers said, he was saying how it just shows how many different factors are, and how many factors the plan, I guess, doesn't take into consideration. So it just means that even a small change could cause the whole plan to fail. So therefore, it's better to have flexibility just in case something goes wrong. You need to know what to do in those situations. And I'm assuming that since they're trusting Ousen with this, definitely shows that he has that flexibility. And then we have the whole thing with Ousen asking Shoei-kun before he leaves. He's like, before you leave, there is, I guess, a favor I would like to ask of you guys. And we don't get that resolved in that chapter. Like, I wonder what Ousen was going to ask Shoei-kun. I have a feeling that, considering Shin is the main character, it might have to do something with the Hishin unit, but I could be completely wrong. But that was something else that was left us hanging, man. Left us hanging. Then they have the whole reference to Ousen being, I guess, acknowledged by Koshu, I believe his name was, from the 6th grade generals of Quinn, which that was pretty good too, guys. One of the 6th grade generals, which acknowledged Ousen's, I guess, knowledge and intelligence for strategy. That's pretty big. And the biggest thing is, which Heki mentions in this chapter, is that was a lot of years ago. So considering that he was acknowledged many years back, and so much time has passed since then, that just shows, or that what that's telling us is that Ousen has gained a lot more knowledge, experience, he's been through a lot more battles since that time. So that just only means that his intelligence or his, I guess, knack for strategy has only gone up since then. So we'll definitely, I'm pretty sure we're going to get to see something crazy from Ousen in this war. I can't wait for that to happen. But yeah, and on to the, I guess the third and final thing that's pretty important in this chapter was that we all see how Ousen isn't really trusted as much as other generals. Yes, he has the intelligence, or well, we find out that he was acknowledged by Koshu in this chapter, and that's what makes up for his lack of morals and lack of trustworthiness. But yeah, Ousen isn't really trusted, they say, even by his men that much. So I'm kind of worried. I feel like that might be some foreshadowing for something to happen later on as well. We know that someone is a traitor inside the Quinn city, and some people have suspected it's Ousen. We don't know for sure, but that could be some. Maybe the author's just trying to trick us and make it seem like it's Ousen, but it's not. So yeah, that's just something else to consider from the chapter. But yeah, guys, that's this chapter in a nutshell right there. Really good chapter. A lot of great setup. Like the setting up for this war arc has been so insane. Like it's already building up so much hype, and yet it hasn't even started. I can't imagine how much or how crazy it's gonna get later on, and I can't wait for that to happen. So yeah, guys, that's about it for this review. As I said, sorry for having this one day late. And yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all for the next video. Peace. 'Cause after 5